All right, I'm going to welcome everyone in. It's the Tiff and Bhavin show today. Although I'm sure Bhavin will not be practicing standing yoga poses with us. This is the second in a 4-class beginner series, 30 minutes. So I just wanted to chat briefly for those of you who are beginners. It's a beautiful place to be and to create a yoga practice for you that you hope will give you a source of strength, not just physically, emotionally, and perhaps spiritually. Most people enter through the physical door, the wheel on the spoke on the wheel, that has more to do with the physical practices of yoga. There are many other ways to enter the yoga practice. But the physical body is such a beautiful temple, really. And to get to know how it works and really draw upon everything that you've brought to this moment and let that be a source of stability. It's a true misnomer or misunderstanding that you have to be flexible to do yoga, that yoga will first maybe focus on creating flexibility. And I'm certain that other teachers might do that. However, in the style that I've been trained, which is Anusara Yoga, one thing that we really truly embrace in this practice is that we get to create strength in order to know flexibility. We get to create stability and solidarity in who we are, and then live in a sense of freedom because of that stability. So today we'll focus on 2 primary currents of energy, one that draws you in to support the muscles to the bones, holds you more in your internally referenced place. For those of you who are not beginners, there's many of you here today that are so advanced, it's beautiful. I will give you a way to look at the breath from an external perspective when we use the inhale to create that hugging energy. So if you take your arms and you just create a fist while you inhale and then soften and then inhale, not only squeeze your fist, but see if you can tone the muscles around your arms and even your shoulder blades. This inhale, hugging the muscle to the bone, is more of an external to internal way of looking at how to draw yourself inward. I think we spend so much time looking out there for stability. And in our deepest wisdom, we know that it truly is ours to find within ourselves. And the great paradox in life is we want freedom. We want to know the fullness of all that we are. We want to be able to expand in that really big, beautiful way. And it's when we find that big expansion that we may lose a bit of our stability. It's when we find so much stability that we might lose a sense of our freedom. So on the inhale, the muscles will tone to the bone. Now see if you can keep the muscles toned to the bone, and from inside, maybe where your shoulder blades live, start to expand and open the palm. So it's going to happen in a really bold and beautiful way. And then you'll pull that in and let that expand out. So we're just hugging muscle to bone, inhaling, and then letting the bones expand through the strength that's on the inside with exhale. So this pulsation is known as spanda. It's the first current from which all movement everywhere, from sunlight to starlight to a single cell in your body to the way the ocean moves and your breath. So we create this pulsation, and that right there might just be the deepest, most profound lesson that our yoga has to teach us. So I'll call you into a moment of respite, hands to heart. This external gesture of hands to heart may not feel comfortable to some beginners of the yoga practice. So if you don't like it, let it go, let your hands rest where they need to. But I'll offer forth that it's a way to really pull yourself inward and to bring a spot of reverence to who you are on the inside. And then you sit up taller. And with your eyes softly closed or just placed downward towards the earth, whatever works for you. Allow your eyes to relax and see if you can pull your awareness more inside, behind the eyes. Feel the breath in, come in through your nose and follow it inward. And follow the breath back out. Three more sweet breaths. And maybe you can start to play with how when you breathe in, you can feel your muscles drawing in to hold you up next to your bones. And as you breathe out, you can feel your bones push down from your hips into the ground and then up and out through your spine, your shoulders, your head. And then we'll softly open your eyes and release your hands. And pull your legs in and come to a standing position. In the yoga practice, if you don't have props, I highly suggest you get some, particularly as a newer yogi. Blankets, blocks, strap, and blanket are all things that a home yoga person will need. So now if you look down and we'll take, if you don't have two blocks, that's fine. Find maybe a blanket or a book. Put the block long ways between the inside edges of your feet so that your feet are sitting bone distance apart. And we'll take the other block and put it up between, on its shortest distance, between your upper inner thighs. Bend your knees, lift your toes. Try to pull the inside edge of your big toes towards the block. And then as you place the toe pads down to the mat, see if you can feel more how the big toe energy can pull towards the inside of your ankle. Keep that and now spread from big toe. Keep squeezing the big toes in towards the block and see if you can really move the baby toes wide. And for newer yogis, it's one way to think of that is you could spread all of your toes away from the second toe. That will help. And from your baby toe, I want you to pull the feet back towards your heels. And with your legs bent, just feel how the muscles squeeze to the bones of your legs. This is an important component of feeling stable and safe. And now with the muscles to the bone, and you're squeezing that block between the feet, the block between your upper thighs. Now I'd like you to pull from your feet up into your hips. And so we've just used 3 different ways to help you find strength in your legs. Now release your hands and we make this look easy. Holding the strength of the legs, find freedom in the arms, reaching out and up with breath, and then out and wide. And down into the earth and up to the sky, and out and wide. Now, one thing your yoga practice will teach you is how to maintain what you've created, sustain it. Even when the mind gets tired or the body gets tired, you can hold yourself in steadiness. All right. Now, take the block away. Shake it out. And take your right leg and place it on top of the block that was between your feet, your foot. So now, stood on the block. Some of you, your feet may be larger than your blocks, so find the place where it's most stable, where you can lift your heel and push through the pads of your toes. Keep pushing through the ball of your foot and see if you can squeeze the muscle to the bone. Use your inhale, squeeze the muscle to the bone of the upper inner knee. Now push more from your buttocks down through the baby toe. Now push the whole foot down as you keep the ankle bent and the knee bent. And that's going to put you more into what I call the front edge of your heel. So the part where your ankle bends. And then find equal footing, even though the left leg is still on the ground. Bending your knees like you did before. See if you can pull the muscles to your bone and use a breath. And then inhale. And exhale. Push down through both feet, particularly the one that's on the block, so much that you start to feel your glutes, your buttocks. Yeah. All right. Hands to your hips. Now, keep the legs, the muscles pulling to the bone. Keep that inner knee pushing through the big toe, the hip pushing through your outer heel. And I'd like you to pull the legs to straight by pushing down through the bone of your right leg and see if you can lift your left foot up. And then set it down. Now, really inhale and squeeze your muscles to the bone. And as you exhale, push through the bone of your right leg and call that left leg up from foot to hip. And so now we're finding a pulsation where muscles hug the bone and bones extend through muscles simultaneously. So right leg pushing down, left leg drawing from foot to hip. Now, you find where your breath is going to help you. And one thing I want to point out is we're pulling straight up to extend your leg. You're not pushing your knee joint backward. Be mindful of that. So that's a huge thing that we get to repattern that will help strengthen your knee. Okay. Now please take both blocks and put them on their tallest position and stretch your feet wide so that the blocks are behind your heels and your feet are as wide as your wrists when you open your arms. Bend both knees. And with your inhale, really tone the muscles to your bones, especially even those buttocks on the backside. Inhale. And with your exhale, push from the hips down through the feet like you did when you had your right foot on the block. The right foot leg is probably more in tune with that sensation. Now, can you pull up at the same time you push down? And this is a very complex, maybe not so beginner, but very important place to start. Now see if bending can happen with inhale and extending can happen with exhale. And there's a significant push to lift. Now heel toe your right foot so that your toes face the long edge of your sticky mat. Bend your right knee so it's right over your ankle. Turn your right toes to the short edge of your mat. There you go. Now make the back leg pull from foot to hip like it was the left leg that you were pulling up while you were pushing down through your right leg. Lean down and place forearm to thigh. Push more through your bent leg and pull more through your straight leg. Pull the inside edge of your back foot, your straight leg foot, pull it as if you had that block between your feet. Pull it towards the block. Now, from your hip, push more through the back leg as you stand back up. Keep pulling both legs from foot to hip, and we'll straighten both legs. Open your arms nice and wide. With a deep breath in, micro bend your knees and feel the muscles tone to your bone and find some stability. With a deep breath out, push from the hips to the feet and liberate your heart. Find some freedom there. Now deeply push from your back leg, your left leg, down into the earth and tip yourself sideways. And if you don't find your block behind your right ankle, it can go to your upper thigh or below the knee. And this is called triangle pose. And now we'll let the wisdom of your body and your breath find some spanda, some pulsation. Muscles hugging to bones, bones pushing down through the stability, and then liberate and lengthen long through your spine, out through your arms, free up your neck. Extend your left arm towards the back of your mat. Bend your knees slightly and then push through the left leg to lift you up. Heel toe the feet so they both face the long edge of your sticky mat, and you can step your feet together. Deep breath in. One thing I love about a home yoga practice is our animals love it. So we'll take one block back and put it under your left foot. Bend your knees. While you're here and the knees are bent, think about wrapping your muscles to the bone evenly. And that's going to start first with your breath, so you don't over clench and over effort. Second, by feeling the shape of your foot and the earth who's holding you always, that stable resource. And then you pull into your own resource, muscles hugging to bone evenly around your leg. And find that on both legs, bend and straighten. And the bend is your inhale, the straighten is your exhale. Now really trust your left foot and pull like you were pulling on a sheath. You want to pull the right leg from foot to hip as you push from hip to foot through the left leg. And you find your breath, rooting to rise. Remembering that we're not pushing the knee joint straight back. You're pulling up to extend the leg. Beautiful. Take that block, put it back. Widen your feet. Open your arms and take a deep breath. Lift and spread your toes, micro bend your knees, pull the muscle to the bone. And as you push the toe pads down, keep squeezing both feet energetically towards the midline between them, even as you push down and extend your legs. Reach up, deep free breath. As you open your arms, heel toe, left foot. When you bend your knee, try to find knee over ankle. Yeah. And now make the back leg draw up from foot to hip, and the front leg push down more from hip to foot. And find that paradox of energy pulling in and energy pushing back out. Now, radiate energy and awareness from the core of your pelvis more through your back leg, your right leg, and straighten the front left leg. Deep breath in. Now bend the front knee and keep pushing through right leg as you bend, lean down, deep breath. Push through straight back leg to draw the bent front leg up. Deep breath in as you extend. Now find freedom in your breath. Pull your feet towards the space between back arch towards front heel, and then slowly reach yourself down. Left hand to your block or below the knee to your shin. Be sure if you're holding your hand to your shin, that you're actually pushing the shin into your hand instead of pushing the hand back into the shin. Stability in the knee joint. Now liberate the breath and find freedom here. Find easy. Soften fingers, eyes. Extending right arm towards the back of your mat. Feel your feet. With inhale, hug muscles to bone. And with exhale, push down through the back leg to rise up. Heel toe both feet towards the long edge of the mat. And draw yourself in with an inhale, feet to center. This is called mountain pose. The first practice we did in our series really honored how mountain pose is the one pose that will teach us pretty much everything we need. So take those 2 blocks away. Facing the head of your sticky mat. Bend and straighten your legs. Access your breath. Don't get caught up on I have to inhale when I bend and I have to exhale when I straighten. But if muscular energy and organic energy make a lot of sense to you and you want to practice how you can use inhale to hug in and exhale to shine out, great. Inhale, arms high, legs strong. Keep pushing through the legs as you fold forward. Step the right foot back, lunge. Turn that heel to the long edge of your sticky mat. Left forearm to your thigh and pause. Firm the muscles to the bones of your legs and then push down through both legs to lift your right arm. Push down through the back leg and lift up, arms wide. This is called Warrior 2. Micro bend the knees, inhale, feel the muscles get strong, and now let the bones get long as you exhale and pull that front leg to straight. Bend the front knee. Eyes to the front of your sticky mat. We'll take both hands to left knee. Lift your right heel. Step forward by pushing down like you were pushing into that block. Push from your hip to your left foot. Step forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back. Turn the left heel down. When you place your right forearm to your thigh, just pause and take a breath and feel the muscles get stronger. Then we exhale and lift left arm. Firm the muscles to the bone as you inhale to lift up. Now exhale, push through both legs as you extend and lengthen. Inhale, bend the front knee. Exhaling, both hands to your front right thigh, lift the back heel, square your hips. Big bright breath here. And with exhale, push down. Inhale, pull the legs to straight. And we just stand in presence, strengthened. Really feel how the legs are holding you. And because of that, we have a little lightness up in the heart space. Draw your hands to your heart. Now there's many, many, many more standing poses that we could learn. Many, many, many more yoga poses in general. With the few that we did today, we have a beautiful foundation to keep growing and learning. So we'll take this back to the same pose that started our class, and you'll find your seat, hopefully on a blanket. Take your feet right out in front of you. Spread and lift your toes and find some stability in your ankle joints. Keep the right ankle really strong as you bend that knee. The left ankle really strong as you cross it. Use your hands, pick up your hips, set them back down. Because the feet are so strong, you've got hands and feet helping you pick up. This is a pose called Sukhasana, and Sukha means with ease. So as the paradox of life, in order to find ease, we must create some stability. So keep your feet active in Sukhasana. Baby toe edge of the foot, ankles. And that brings me to a term that I use quite a bit, ankle foot, like it's one anatomical unit, your ankle and your foot. Now let this strength of your legs remain and find some freedom and lightness in your breath. And I promise that in time, one of the magical things that happens and why people fall in love with their yoga practice is we do find that place where the paradox of stability and freedom starts to mesh in a more easeful way, less heady and more intuitive. Please draw your hands to your heart. Keeping the legs active, just let the hands soften into one another. Let your mind bow into your heart and your heart bow into your body. For me, it's very important that our physical yoga practice translates to other areas of life or other wheels on the spoke or spoke on the wheel of yoga. How will knowing more stability within who you are, within your physical body, support greater freedom for you today? And the answer might come as a thought, it might come as a feeling, you might have had a visual. Or you may have a, I don't know, and that's completely fine. That might be something to sit with. Deep breath in. Long breath out. If you'd like to join me with Om. Om. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you. Love you.